Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for bearing with me. I know it's been a long time, but there's been some crazy things happening in the last couple of weeks, so I've just sort of needed to take that time. And yeah, I know I've only just started, but I just didn't have any energy to film, and I didn't want to have like a really down video. I am still really quite tired, but I realise I do need to get a video up. So I'm doing one that's kind of easy, which is the Booktube Newbie Tag. That would be quite a good way for you guys to get to know me and my reading taste. Sorry, my cat is playing with my pen. He always likes to do this while I'm filming because he likes to annoy me. Very cute though. Do you want to come and say hi? Come on then. This is Blue. Oh, okay. So that's Blue. He will be knocking the camera. You'll be doing all sorts of things to annoy me. And probably you, casting shadows on my light and everything. But yeah, anyway. So, the Booktube Newbie Tag. 1. Why did you start this channel? So that's kind of a hard one. Kind of not, but I started this to sort of have somewhere that I can talk about books, to keep that part of my interest sparked, and like so I can get in contact with like-minded people, like the same people who kind of like the same sort of things as I do. Yeah, that's why I started this channel. 2. What's some fun and unique things you can bring to Booktube? So again, this one's a really tough question because everyone on Booktube at the moment are really unique. Everyone has their own unique opinions, but I'm just going to be true to myself, and I think that's quite unique to me anyway. Be true to myself, keep my own opinions, and yeah, that's what I can bring to YouTube is my own personality, my own viewpoint of things. I think that's really important these days to keep on like remembering that you are unique. So that's what I'm looking to bring to YouTube. It's just a little bit myself. 3. What are you most excited for about this new channel? So I'm really excited to keep my creative juices flowing, and having someone to kind of share my opinions and not be judged for them. Like at the end of the day, they're my opinions. It doesn't matter if you don't agree with me, but that's what I'm excited about. Like somewhere where that debate can sort of go on in the comments, the place where I can share my opinion on certain books, and keep up with some like newer books and even older books I might not have heard of before. So that's kind of what I'm looking forward to doing. 4. Why do you love reading? So I love reading because it's always been a part of my life before I can remember. Books have been like a constant in my life. It gives me a place to escape if things are a little bit hard, and I can relax in the evening, just curl up with a good book. I don't have to go and talk to anyone. Like, it's just how I relax now, is reading a book. I mean, I watch telly like everyone else does. I watch films. I love films, but books, like, sometimes I forget how much I love reading, and then I re-find it for myself. So yeah, that's why I love it. So I've got my notebook here with everything on it. That's why I keep glancing down. But yeah, so what book or series got you into reading? So actually, it's an interesting one. I'll go into it because there's another question a little bit later on where I can get into a bit more depth. But basically, the book that got me into reading was The Wizard of Oz, and I'll explain that later in another question. So 6. What questions would you ask your favourite booktuber? So this again was really hard because I feel like a lot of booktubers kind of answer these questions on their channels, but my kind of query to them is, do you find it hard to keep up with latest book trends? So like I've got so many books on my shelf that that I'm yet to read, so I haven't read them all, and there's even books from ages, like years ago, that I haven't read. So like keeping up with those trends, is it really, really difficult to do that, or is it quite easy? Do you see like a new book that another booktuber has read and then you just read it and do your own video? I don't know how that works, but I'm sure I'll get there eventually. 7. What challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? So mine is making the time to film. and not just being lazy and being like, no, I can't be bothered. Which these past 3 weeks, it has been like that. I mean, I've started a new job 3 weeks ago, so I've been trying to get used to that. But yeah, it's just making time to do it and to not get complacent and just to remember why you're doing it. And that's the hardest thing that's going to be for me. It's just keeping it up. I always have trouble keeping these things going, but I am interested in it, and I do plan to continue on. So yeah, that's where I am with that at the moment. 8. When did you start reading? So this is where I'm going to go back to the book that got me reading. So my grandmother taught me to read at age 5. The Wizard of Oz was the first book I ever read, and I've been reading that ever since. So I was actually adopted when I was 5, and I didn't know how to read, and it was something that my grandmother really took it upon herself to teach me how to read, and we used to spend hours just me learning words. I don't know why we chose The Wizard of Oz. I haven't got a clue, but you know, I'm very grateful. I love it. I need to reread it. I haven't reread it in years, and I'd love to now. But just from that book, it got me into a love of English. So reading and writing became an integral part of my life. So I actually went to university and studied English literature and creative writing because of my grandma. So it's very special to me. Reading is extremely special to me, and I want someone to share that. So yeah. 9. Where do you read? So basically, I will read in my bed, in my bedroom, or in the living room on the sofa, but mostly in my bedroom, in the evening. It's just the most comfortable place I have. I enjoy it. It's my space. It's my little nook, if you like. But I also listen to audiobooks now, which I never used to before. I've only just really discovered them since I started commuting more than 6 minutes to work. So I walk to the train station every day. So that's about a 25 to 30 minute walk. And then I get a 30-minute train into Leeds. So I have about an hour of an audiobook. And at the moment, I'm re-listening to Lord of the Rings. So yeah, it's quite good. In the morning, it's just nice, it's relaxing, I'm chilled out when I get to work. So that's sort of where I read even. But yeah, no, audiobooks is a brand new thing for me. I never used to be interested in them. But now I'm really interested in them, but I really only re-listen to things. Like, I don't read new books on audiobook form. I love it. I like to have a solid book in my hand when I read it. But now, again, even in an evening after I've read my book and I'm about to go to sleep, I stick on a Harry Potter audiobook and fall to sleep listening to it. I put a little sleep timer on, and it's really, really good. So 10. What kind of books do you like to read? So my favourite books to read are definitely fantasy novels. I want to try and broaden that to sci-fi because I haven't read an awful lot of sci-fi. So if you have any good sci-fi books that you think I'd like, stick them in the comments down below. But yeah, so some of my favourite books to read are Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter. Those are my 2 favourite book series. Them. And others as well. I like young adult fantasy as well. I think it's great. I really enjoy the Mortal Instruments series. I haven't read the Infernal Devices yet, so shoot me, I know. But yeah, magical realism is something I really like as well. With historical fiction, I don't really read historical fiction if there isn't any magical realism in it, but it is something I'm looking at trying to get back into. But yeah, that's kind of it. That's me. That's what I like to read. If you like this, let me know. It's nice to have feedback. If you think there's anything I could do better, also, again, really great to have feedback. I'm really grateful to everyone who has watched this video and watched it to the end. I'm hoping to get better and to get a schedule, but with my new job, it's shifted, so it might not always be possible to have a day that I upload, but until it properly kicks in, which is not next week, it's the week after, I'm going to try and upload on a Sunday. If not, it will be midweek, probably, depending on the days I have off. But yeah, if you've got any questions you'd like to ask me, please do. I'm not going to bite. But until next week, see ya.